A woman in her late 50s, Gloria, who is the mother of a world-renowned basketball player, Michael Jordan, arrives at an upscale hotel. She's had a long flight from Chicago and is looking forward to a quiet stay in the city for a few days. Gloria is dressed modestly, wearing a simple yet elegant outfit, perhaps a well-worn jacket, comfortable jeans, and some casual shoes. Despite her son's fame and wealth, Gloria leads a humble life and enjoys maintaining a low profile. She's often mistaken for just another ordinary woman, and she doesn't mind it. Gloria approaches the reception desk at the hotel, hoping for a smooth check-in process. The receptionist, a young woman named Jessica, greets her with a thin smile but seems uninterested in the woman's presence. Gloria explains that she has a reservation under her name, but Jessica's demeanor is somewhat cold and dismissive. Gloria offers the necessary details, but Jessica hardly acknowledges the information and seems more focused on typing something on the computer. After a few moments, Jessica looks up, her face showing no recognition of Gloria's name, and places an air of disbelief into her tone as she asks, "Is this your first time here?" Gloria nods politely, unsure of what to expect next. Jessica doesn't make any effort to go beyond the basic formalities and seems inconvenienced by Gloria's request for assistance. Gloria continues to smile gently, unaware of the growing tension in the air as she notices Jessica's eyes scanning her up and down with what seems like thinly veiled judgment. The receptionist asks for identification, but Gloria, ever patient, calmly hands over her ID, which reflects her true identity. Jessica looks at the ID for a moment longer than necessary, her eyes flickering briefly with judgment but not saying anything. Gloria, still unaware, waits for her to proceed with the check-in process. It's clear Jessica is a young professional, but there's something condescending in her tone, almost like she doesn't believe that this humble woman could possibly be someone important. Gloria, however, remains unfazed by the subtle insults, as her experiences with discrimination and prejudice have made her well accustomed to such behavior. She quietly wonders if the lack of respect is due to her age, her race, or just the way the world sometimes reacts to people who don't fit into conventional standards of importance. As Jessica continues with the check-in process, she starts making small talk, but it's clear that she's not really interested in engaging with Gloria. She asks about Gloria's reason for visiting the city, but there's a subtle edge in her voice, as though she believes Gloria could never afford a luxury stay at the hotel. Gloria answers with a smile, "I'm here to relax, take some time for myself." Jessica responds with a polite but distant, "Aha," not even looking up from the computer screen, but Gloria can't help but notice the slight scoff in her tone. It's almost as if Jessica doesn't believe her. The receptionist then asks for a credit card, and Gloria feels a brief moment of discomfort. She knows her credit card will work without issue, but she's aware of the way people sometimes treat others based on preconceived notions. As Gloria pulls out her card, Jessica's eyes linger on it a bit longer than expected, her eyebrows furrowing in what seems to be disbelief. The action doesn't escape Gloria's attention, but she says nothing. Gloria, knowing how difficult it can be for people in her community to gain respect or recognition, takes a deep breath and resists the urge to call out the uncomfortable situation. Instead, she simply waits. The receptionist finally processes the payment, but the entire interaction has left Gloria feeling unsettled. After a few moments, Jessica hands her the room key, but there's no warmth in her gesture, no attempt to make Gloria feel welcome. "Room 402, take the elevator on the left," Jessica says flatly, without making eye contact. Gloria takes the key, her mind racing as she walks away from the desk. She can't help but wonder if this behavior is rooted in racism or simply youthful arrogance. Regardless, the experience stings, and she feels a sense of alienation as she walks through the hotel's ornate halls. She's used to being overlooked, but something about this encounter feels different, distant, dehumanizing even. Gloria is aware that her son's name could change the dynamics of this interaction in an instant. But for now, she chooses to carry on, maintaining her dignity and composure, hoping that the rest of her stay will be more pleasant. After the awkward check-in experience, Gloria makes her way to her room, her thoughts a bit clouded by the interaction with Jessica. She takes the elevator up, her fingers lightly tapping the railing as she tries to shake off the discomfort of the situation. When she finally reaches room 402, she enters and sets her suitcase down by the bed, letting out a deep sigh. The room is luxurious, as expected, but the lavish surroundings fail to comfort her after the exchange at the front desk. Gloria sits on the edge of the bed, pondering what went wrong. She wonders if Jessica would have treated her differently if she had known who she was. But she also feels conflicted. She doesn't want to be treated with respect solely because of her son's fame. She wants respect on her own terms. Gloria is a strong woman in her own right, and she's raised one of the most famous athletes in the world, but she doesn't see herself as better than anyone else. As she continues to unpack, Gloria hears a knock on the door. She opens it to find a hotel bellboy standing there, holding a small bouquet of flowers and a note. The bellboy greets her politely, offering the flowers with a smile. "These are for you, ma'am. I'm sorry for the earlier inconvenience." Gloria is taken aback. She takes the bouquet, a little confused but appreciative of the gesture. The bellboy steps back slightly, as if unsure whether to say more. "It's from the manager," he says. Gloria nods, though she doesn't fully understand why the manager would send flowers. Just as she's about to close the door, the bellboy hesitates. "Oh, and if you need anything else, please let me know." The manager. "He's a big fan of your son, actually." Gloria's heart skips a beat. She realizes in that moment that the hotel staff might know who she is after all. The recognition shakes her a little, but she smiles warmly at the bellboy. "Thank you. I appreciate it." As the bellboy leaves, she's left with a mixture of emotions: gratitude for the flowers, but also a lingering discomfort over the earlier interaction with Jessica. The shift in attitude, triggered by the simple mention of her son's name, is not lost on her. Gloria sits back on the bed, reflecting on how the world changes when it recognizes power or status. She knows this experience is not unique to her. It happens to many people in her community who are judged without a second thought. But today, she feels the sting more acutely, having realized that her true value to others might only be seen through the lens of her son's success. Later that evening, as Gloria makes her way to the hotel restaurant to enjoy a quiet dinner alone, she passes by the reception desk again. Jessica is still on duty, and Gloria catches a glimpse of the young receptionist's face as she talks to a coworker. Jessica appears to be laughing and joking, the same woman who earlier had been so dismissive and cold towards her. Gloria's heart sinks as she recalls the earlier interaction, wondering whether Jessica would even recognize her now if she knew who she was. She shakes her head, deciding that it's not worth dwelling on. However, as she walks into the dining area, a sudden commotion near the door catches her attention. A group of hotel staff members is gathered around, discussing something in hushed voices. Gloria can make out bits and pieces of their conversation, and though she tries to ignore it, she feels an unsettling sense that they might be talking about her. Her suspicions are confirmed when she overhears one of the staff members say, "I can't believe she's here, too. Michael Jordan's mom. I wonder if she's staying with us for the weekend." Gloria, for a brief moment, freezes in place. She wasn't expecting this recognition at all, and she's unsure how to react. She didn't want her son's fame to overshadow her own experiences or dictate how she was treated, but now, it seemed unavoidable. The staff begins to murmur excitedly, discussing the presence of one of the most famous women in basketball history. Gloria realizes that her cover is blown, and in the instant that the information spreads throughout the hotel, she feels a sudden shift in the air around her. As the whispers grow louder, Jessica, the receptionist, glances up and notices Gloria standing just inside the restaurant. Her eyes widen in shock as she begins to piece together who this woman really is. A moment of panic flashes across Jessica's face, and she immediately starts walking towards Gloria with hurried steps. "Ms. Jordan, I didn't realize it was you," Jessica stammers as she approaches, her voice now dripping with flustered politeness. Gloria, ever the picture of composure, smiles kindly but coolly. She's used to these sudden shifts in behavior, and though she could easily expose Jessica's earlier rudeness, she chooses not to. Instead, she replies with measured calm, "It's all right. I just wanted to have a quiet dinner." Gloria's voice is steady, but a part of her is quietly amused at the sudden change in tone. The receptionist, now eager to make up for her earlier behavior, tries to smooth things over. "If there's anything I can do to make your stay more comfortable, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll personally see to it." Her words sound rehearsed, and Gloria can hear the desperation in her tone. She's clearly trying to make up for the earlier encounter, but it's too little, too late. Gloria, however, doesn't let the situation get to her. She responds with a polite nod and declines the offer. "Thank you, but I'm fine. Just here for a quiet meal," she repeats, deciding to focus on the evening instead of the tension surrounding her. Jessica walks away, a mixture of guilt and admiration lingering in her demeanor. As Gloria finally sits down to enjoy her dinner, she reflects on the oddity of the situation. How a simple name can completely change the way people treat you. In this moment, Gloria feels more than just a mother. She feels like a symbol, something larger than herself, a reminder of how fame and power can shift dynamics in the most unexpected of ways. The attention is uncomfortable, but Gloria remains steadfast, knowing she's not defined by others' perceptions of her or her son's fame. The next morning, Gloria awakens to a sense of calm. After a restful night's sleep, she's ready to move on from the previous day's awkwardness. She enjoys a quiet breakfast in her room, trying to keep to herself and not think too much about the drama that had unfolded at the hotel. But as she steps out into the hotel lobby, she's once again met with the sight of Jessica, who is behind the front desk, looking increasingly nervous and fidgeting as she scans the room. When their eyes meet, Gloria can tell that Jessica is still feeling the weight of her earlier rudeness. The receptionist avoids making eye contact, clearly uncomfortable with the situation. As Gloria makes her way across the lobby, she hears Jessica mutter under her breath to her coworker, "I can't believe I treated her like that. I had no idea. No idea." The shame in her voice is undeniable, and Gloria wonders if Jessica truly understands the impact of her actions. But, in an unexpected turn, Gloria decides not to let the moment pass by. As she reaches the front desk, she stops and faces Jessica directly. The younger woman's face turns pale as she braces herself for any words of reproach, but Gloria speaks with surprising gentleness. "Jessica," she begins, her voice calm but firm. "I want you to understand something." Jessica blinks, her nervousness now evident. "Yes, Ms. Jordan?" she asks, her voice cracking slightly. Gloria pauses, taking a moment to gather her thoughts before continuing. "I understand that sometimes people don't recognize others for who they are, and that's okay. What isn't okay is treating someone poorly, regardless of what you think they may or may not be." Gloria's words carry a weight that's not lost on Jessica. The younger woman's face flushes with embarrassment, but she doesn't interrupt, only nodding silently as she listens. "I'm not upset that you didn't recognize me. What matters is how you treated me in the moments that followed," Gloria continues. "I've been judged and looked down upon my whole life, and I know that people often see me and my son as just figures to be admired, not as real people. But I want you to remember that behind every name and every face, there's a person deserving of kindness, respect, and understanding." Jessica's eyes well up with tears as she listens, visibly shaken by the realization of her actions. I'm so sorry," she stammers. "I didn't mean to. I didn't realize." Gloria offers a soft smile, not to dismiss her, but to acknowledge her sincerity. "We all make mistakes. But it's important that we learn from them, especially when they hurt someone else." Jessica is silent for a moment, processing the gravity of what she's just heard. After a pause, she finally speaks up. "I promise I'll do better. I won't treat anyone that way again." Her voice is earnest, and there's a newfound humility in her tone. Gloria nods, pleased with the genuine apology, though she knows it will take time for Jessica to fully internalize the lesson. "I'm sure you'll make the right choices moving forward," Gloria replies softly. "And just remember, no one is above anyone else. We all deserve to be treated with dignity." As Gloria turns to walk away, she can feel the shift in the atmosphere. Jessica watches her, her expression a mixture of regret and determination to do better. The moment is a quiet yet powerful reminder of how small actions can have a profound impact, both for better and for worse. Gloria, however, isn't angry. Instead, she feels a sense of relief that the confrontation was handled with grace, and that perhaps Jessica will think twice before acting in a similar way towards someone else. Gloria's resolve remains unshaken. Her identity isn't tied to others' perceptions, and she's proud of the woman she's become, both as a mother and as an individual. As the days pass, Gloria's stay at the hotel continues without incident. She's able to enjoy her time in the city, taking in the sights, relaxing in her room, and reflecting on the quiet moments that have become more meaningful in her life. The experience with Jessica, though uncomfortable at first, has left a lasting impact on both women. Gloria carries on with her days in the hotel, but there's a noticeable shift in how she is treated. The staff, especially Jessica, seems to have taken to heart the lesson Gloria imparted. The young receptionist, although still somewhat nervous when interacting with Gloria, greets her with a warmth and politeness that had been missing before. There's a newfound respect in Jessica's voice and demeanor, an acknowledgement of Gloria as a person rather than just the mother of a famous basketball player. The staff has learned not to make assumptions, and there's a quiet shift in the atmosphere of the hotel. One afternoon, as Gloria is leaving the hotel for an outing, she encounters Jessica again. This time, the receptionist smiles genuinely as she offers to help Gloria with her bags. "Ms. Jordan," she says with sincerity, "I hope you're enjoying your stay. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask." Gloria, recognizing the change in her tone, smiles back. "Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that," she replies, noting the difference in the way she is now being treated. It's not just because of her son's fame, but because Jessica has truly learned to see her as an individual. Gloria feels a quiet satisfaction knowing that her words have resonated, and that she has helped someone else grow, even in a small way. The experience has been a reminder that, no matter the status or identity one carries, the need for respect, kindness, and understanding is universal. That evening, as Gloria prepares to leave the hotel and head to the airport, she has a brief but meaningful exchange with the manager. He approaches her with a smile, offering a sincere thank you for sharing her perspective with the staff. "We're grateful for your patience and for helping us understand the importance of how we treat everyone who walks through our doors," he says. "Your insight has made a real difference here." Gloria smiles warmly, her heart full. "I'm just glad we could all learn something," she replies. The manager nods, appreciative of her words. "You've taught us something important, Ms. Jordan. Thank you for being gracious with us." As Gloria leaves the hotel and steps into her car, she takes one last look at the building, feeling a sense of closure. The initial tension and discomfort have transformed into something positive, an opportunity for growth, not just for Jessica, but for the entire hotel staff. As she drives toward the airport, Gloria reflects on how small acts of kindness, like her conversation with Jessica, can ripple outward and make a difference. She's proud of the woman she is, and proud that, even in the face of ignorance or prejudice, she was able to stand tall and assert her dignity. Gloria's journey wasn't just about overcoming the prejudices of others. It was about maintaining her own integrity and ensuring that those around her understood the importance of respect for all. The story concludes with a powerful message. It's not fame, wealth, or status that defines us, but how we treat others that truly matters. And for Gloria, a mother and a woman of strength, her legacy would always be more than just her connection to her son. It would be about how she carried herself with grace, how she never allowed herself to be diminished, and how she fought for dignity and respect in every interaction. As she leaves the hotel behind, Gloria steps forward into her next chapter, knowing that she's made a difference, however small, in the world around her.